Hello, everybody. Welcome back to interviews. Today we're talking about episode 5 of Tomb Raider again. Another fun episode. It had its comedic moment, it had its funny moment, and now we have another fun moment. Anyway, this episode was. How was this episode? Hmm. Oh, this episode was fun because we finally get to meet. What's this? The CEO of TKBM. Not we've already seen him in last episode, but like in this episode we get to troll him, psych him a bit, steal a bunch of his relics, just just some fun things, like it's just fun when you just play with someone's life and ruin it. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get into the episode. How was it? What's the good, what's the best? I know best are always good, so let's talk about this. All right, now the what's this the tree that we saw in the last episode turns out it is the tree of light, but it was it was like an it was the tree was it's like a relic from like the Desrin Mortal dynasty, and it's a Chinese relic. The king wanted eternal life, so he sent his soldiers to every part of the planet until they were able to like find the relic. And the good part of the relic is it helps with the poison that can comes with having a relic, because we're picking the path of dominance. Of course we have the ability of tolerance where we can like negate some of the effects of in a relic, but as we saw in the Queen of Bankruptcy, I she a bad name, but as we saw with the Queen of Bankruptcy, she's was this relic, and S-relic can't really be dominated by the way we're doing it. If we try to dominate it, it will cause a bunch of trouble. It will cause us physical pain. You'll probably die. That's why we didn't take the what's this the future guide, because it was an S-grade relic, and there's no way for us to actually dominate an S-grade relic. But with there was this the tree of immortality, the tree of life itself. With the tree of life, we'll be able to kill the poison. So if since we're taking the path of dominance, we really need something that help us heal with the things, because this shit, if we're just winging it, we might literally just die. We will die. Ah, anyway, the funniest part of the episode is, since normal people don't know what relics are, there was the tree of life is being marketed as, a tree that, it's like the tree is like a Viagra. That's what people think it is. So like when our boy kind of raised his hand, it was like, and not a lot of people raised their hands, and then there was this the presenter explained what it is. It made him look like he had a limp libido, so like he needed to go up. And when like people started betting hundreds of millions of dollars, not in yen, not in one, it was dollars. So it was like, it was funny because I bet in the seller's mind it was like, God damn, this guys have such a limp libido that they're willing to bet millions of dollars for it. It's just funny. But it's not even just our MC. We had the CEO of TKBM Aguara who was betting, and there were like other people who were who, who were once Aguara started betting, putting up like 50 million, and our MC started putting up high numbers. We had other people who like started wondering, is that thing, does it really work, to the point where the bid was just between our MC and Ogura, but like put put yourself in the minds of these people. Like people are betting hundreds of millions of dollars on a Viagra. People like to be honest, I'll be laughing in the back of the ground, because like this shit is more funny than it is. But we ended up winning by using our what's this our girls' money, because we are broke. Honestly, we're broke. We have thousands of dollars, probably a million at best. I'm not balling it. I don't want to highball it, because when Ogubara talked about bidding up 50 million, the MC was nervous because he didn't have that money. So we have high 10 million. High, if I'm highballing it, it's a 10. We have a 10 million, but low balling is like, anyway. What's this? The funniest part of the whole thing is that Ogura was started betting about like 100, 200. It was like 250 million, to the point where like his what's the servant was like, boss, this really isn't worth it, like he knows it's a relic, but like it's not, to be honest, you can fight on what's this, I forgot, what's this, the main girl, because her family is wealthy, they're known in, in the US. So like a, a battle of money isn't something that he was willing to take. Like I knew Okawara would like probably sell all his position to get the relic, but like even though I hate him, but like the guy made some sense. If Okawara spends all his money on like a single relic, when the time like another relic which could be the similar or even better than that comes, and you try to buy it, you won't have enough money to even buy it. Maybe you make more money by like healing people who have been poisoned by the relic, but like that's an if chance, like that's an if chance. The if chances don't really, like, we know he grew the TKBM function because of that, having a way for people to actually heal from that poisoning, marketing everything, but without money he can't achieve, that. So he even though was his Ogura Ishiro decided his, right hand man is competent, but it's sad that he ended up turning into a zombie in the episode. He was trying to like, pick a fight with the MC. He was trying to get, the trio fight, because we I wouldn't say we won it fair and square. We used our sugar baby's money, but like we won it. We won. Let's take the W anyway, because we won. He was trying to like threaten us, thinking that we were normal civilians, but who would have thought we, beat him up, took all his relic. And the dust relic is a relic from Africa, which shocking, but like it's a relic from Africa where if the was this, the dust touches you, turn it into a zombie. What the frick is he blushing, like what was it like it anyway? Sorry. That's what the main purpose of the relic. He had some good relics on him that we were able to steal, but you know it was just fun. It's fun when we just steal from people, especially from TKBM, because like we don't know much of TKBM, but like they're trashy, they're trashy cop, so like we hate them, we just naturally hate them. Oh yeah, we also learned about what's this, a new term. It's called, I think it's dominance. Yeah, because our MC was trash talking him, which kind of I think decreased his dominance. I don't know what dominance has to do, but like the higher the dominance, the more willing like a relic is able to listen to you. And we have two types of relics that we were able to like know in this show. I'll explain it later. I'll explain it right now. Okay. There are two types of relics that not like they're grades to the relics, but they're mainly the two types that we know about right now is the consumable relic, which anyone can use. Is like a it's like a health potion, anyone can use it. And then there's a different type of what's this relic, which is the bound relic. A bound relic is a relic where only a single person can use it. Same with what's this, the future guy can only be used by Sasaki, and we destroyed it. But a bound relic, mm, kind of creates like a tattoo type of thing, where like it's proof that the relic is with you. So that's the two type. Like right now, we've only been collecting what's this, consumable relics, because like I don't know what the process. I know the process of getting a bound relic is for the relic itself to choose you as its master. But since we are disregarding the affinity type, we don't need an affinity with the relic. Well, choosing the dominance, I doubt a relic would choose us, so we have to dominate a bound relic and make it bound to us. But it's good that they're expanding the lore of relics, because I we didn't know about we know about we knew the only bound relic that we kind of knew of was Sasahit, but now it kind of expands on other types of relics. What one constitute as a bound relic. Be- a bound relics are types of relics that kind of defy natural order, like defy the laws of the universe, because Sasuke's bound relic was a book that sees the future. Was this our girl's relic is a relic that causes despair, what's this that removes a person's luck. That's not that's like those type of relics. I feel like a relic that is bound to a person is a relic that defies the laws of physics. But a consumable relic has a type of what's this a type of limitation that it has to it. Same with the golden axe. It's yeah, it can tell us to treasure belt. It's not as in combat wise, not really that good. We haven't used it in combat, but I don't know about Muramasa. Muramasa isn't a bound, relic because we don't have a tattoo from Muramasa. So Muramasa is a consumable relic where we can give anyone to use the relic. But there is a drawback. The drawback of a bound relic, no one else can use the relic except that owner. So so the only way to for a person who wants to get a bound the same kind of bound relic is to kill the owner of the relic, because there's no way the relic would separate. And even if you kill the owner of the bound relic, it doesn't automatically mean the relic will choose you. It might choose another person. It might disappear. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. You might lose the relic, and you might lose someone who can use the relic as well. Anyway, next episode is probably gonna be us fighting with, Ogawara, because I feel like we weren't even supposed to be even fighting Ogawara. The reason that we are even fighting Ogawara is because MC didn't want to like listen to the Raven, because the Raven kind of warned us that there's danger coming and we should leave, but he was really being stubborn because he doesn't want to listen to a relic. I think that's the thing that we kind of like about him, because he's making his own decision. But this was a bad decision because I doubt he can, fight with Ogura. Ogura has been, collecting a lot of relics. He has, unlike our MC, he has money to collect a bunch of relics, and and what's this? This guy, kind of said that he will get like a relic from the vote, from the what's this, the relic vote. That means Ogura has a bunch of relics. But let's see next week's episode, if Ogura is hyped up to what it is, or he will be just a letdown who we kind of defeat and move on with the mystery. But to be honest, if we defeat TKBM in like the first few episodes, it wouldn't be as hard as, like, yes, TKBM isn't as strong as it is right now. It isn't at its peak, but you know it wouldn't really make sense, because TKBM, I feel like should have been like an angle where we, not an angle, but like a midpoint, where, because I know I know this type of man was, I read type of man was where we kind of had to, there's a point in the story where we will be fighting gods. I feel like I know we will. That's the same with solo. Like most manual dungeon manuals, there is a point in time where we're gonna have to start fighting gods. So of course TKBM are mortals, we will have to defeat them. But I feel like TKBM should be a midpoint where, like, Ogura is contracted to, it has a bound relic, a divine bound relic, just like our what's this, the crow that we have. I doubt, like, I feel like the crow has some type of divinity with it. But like, that's my train thought. I like, there's something, I feel like this should be something that interrupts the battle, or probably the MC escapes, or the Raven, saves him, and our crew. But anyway, great overall, great episode, funny moments, and gave us a good, I wouldn't say a good, but it gave us a rough understanding of the types of relics there are. We know the only thing we don't know, the grading system, like what constitutes as a bound relic, which I'm just theorizing that it doesn't follow the natural laws of physics. Is there like a ranking of relics, like the golden axe? Would it be an A grade relic, or B grade, C grade relic? We haven't really got into that, but I hope as more episode comes out, we will do get to know that. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm Hunter, and I'll see you in the next one. Capiche?